What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of the best team in FIFA. Before we get into today's video and today's team, the best team in FIFA for the new subscribers that didn't know or don't know what it is and wasn't around last year to see it. Basically the best team in FIFA is me using your guys' squads that you like, me using them and rating them and finding out basically whether or not they're a good team to use, but also looking for the actual best team to use in FIFA. So in yesterday's video, for example, we used the 77 rated Bellerin, even though I have the team of the season Bellerin in my club. And one of the most upvoted comments was, why didn't you just use the team of the season Bellerin? Well, because it wasn't my team that I was using, it was one of your guys' teams. So if you guys have got an incredible team that you love playing with and you'd love to see how I play with it and whether or not I think it's very good, send me the team on twitter.com/NepentheZ and we'll get into it. And today we've been sent in a very good team from James RT1577. Well, at least it looks like a very good team. We'll find out how it plays. And it's got 4 different leagues and 5 nations, 3 leagues it says there. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, 3 leagues, 3 different leagues. I can't count. But anyway, let's get into the team. If you guys could drop a thumbs up on the video, let's try and smash 7,000 likes for today's video. That would be absolutely awesome. And in goal, guys, we are going with Areola. It is the team of the season version. Come on, FIFA. Don't be like that. There we go. So, pretty good card. A card I've already used a few times, as you can see there. He's got really nice diving reflexes, positioning and handling. His kicking is a bit weak, but he is 6'3", which for me is big. I know it's big, but like for me, I like my goalkeepers to be really tall. I feel like they're better at saving long shots the taller they are. And he makes the goalkeeper position. In defense, guys, we're going to throw the whole defense in and then we'll talk about them after, and we'll talk about the day ones versus the non-day ones, because this sort of stuff is important now until it's patched. Whilst it's not the be-all and end-all of FIFA, it's probably one of the biggest things that's ever been kind of revealed in FIFA by the user base rather than by EA themselves ever in the history of Ultimate Team. So this is the defense he's gone for. Now what we've got here is we've got 1 non-day one with Dani Alves and we've got 3 day ones with Jeremy, Matthew, Boateng and Alaba. I've put chemistry styles on these day ones because he only sent me a foothead link which doesn't offer the chemistry styles as well. It only shows the player. So what I've done for David Alaba is I've given him the shadow card to improve that pace and defending. His shooting is irrelevant. His dribbling and pass, I mean his passing is quite relevant, but his dribbling and shooting are irrelevant in my opinion. And his physical's so low that I don't think a chem style and his physical will make that much of a difference. So I thought, let me boost his pace and defending. Let me try and get him to be the best, quickest defender that he can possibly be. And hopefully he'll shine through for us and prove that that was the right decision to make. With Jerome Boateng, for a centre-back and for a medium work rate centre-back, he's got incredible pace already at 79. And obviously he's going to be sitting there on 10 chem as well, which is going to... I don't know necessarily how the chevrons work without, like, you see how he's got the boost with Sentinel on physical and defending. I don't know what that does for the pace, shooting, passing and dribbling. I don't know if it stagnates it to what it says on the card. I don't know if it gives a small boost to those stats because it's on 10 chem. Like we're still trying to figure out how that works, but I know for sure that this is going to heavily boost his defending and boost his physical as well. So he's gonna, he's gonna have incredible defending, and he is for me just one of the best centre backs in the game anyway. So we've given him a Sentinel card, and then for Jeremy Matthew, because he's actually got a real well-rounded card in terms of defensive and pace, and the fact that he's 6'2", I've given him a anchor card which boosts his pace, his defending and his physical. So he's going to have a small boost to pace, a bigger boost to physical, and then a big boost to defending. I know he's got high attacking work rate, but for me, Matthew always comes through as one of the best players in any team that I've ever played him in. So I'm really excited to use him. And then on Dani Alves, it's absolutely irrelevant. I've got a chem style on him. I bought him fresh. I didn't buy him fresh. He played 1 game before he joined my club. That's rude. I would have put that anchor chem style on him before I knew that chem styles did nothing on non-day ones. So yeah, the chems, there's basically no point putting a chem style on Alves or Areola because they don't have any effect. So that is the defense, guys. A really strong, really quick defense. Now in yesterday's, or the best team in FIFA episode, one of the problems I found with the team as good as it was the fact that it was just lacking in like strength and big players. And I think this team really counters that and has a lot of big, strong players. And then as we go into the midfield, guys, again, I'm just going to pick out all the midfielders, and then we'll talk about them afterwards. So the first midfielder we've got is Gundogan. We're then going to put into the second spot here Hatem Ben Arfa. Let's go and do that. There we go. And it is going to be his team of the season version. And then in the other midfield spot, it's going to be Blaise Matuidi. And it was also going to be his team of the season version. So this is the midfield, guys. Now, of course, Matuidi and Ben Arfa don't require chemistry, fitness, chem styles or anything like that. And I think this team was actually built for chemistry. You can see there the links have worked really well with everyone all around. The only person that requires the chem links and requires a chem style is Gundogan. And I've got to put an artist, I think, an architect on him here to boost his pace and physical. So he already has, sorry, his passing and physical. He's got a well-rounded card, but his defensive is quite low, so we're not really going to improve that much. His dribbling's pretty decent. And the boost that you get to pace won't be enough to do much. So, you know, I like strong midfielders. He's 5'11", he's got high medium work rate, so boosting that physical will be good, and boosting his passing will be really helpful in the midfield to try and hopefully thread through balls to the three attackers. We've got Hatem Ben Arfa, who for me is just, he's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. 5-star skill moves, great card stats, obviously. For me, I used him in draft a couple of times, it's been amazing. And Blaise Matuidi there, 18 games for me. He's part of the Hood gang, or the, I think what we call it now, the 80 club. He's got high work rates, which for me and in my opinion, regardless of height, high work rates are the best for centre midfielders. He is a bit short of 5'9", and I think 5'10" for Ben Arfa and 5'11" for Gundogan. I do see that as a problem in this team, with the fact that there's not a single midfielder that's 6 foot or taller. Could be a problem, but we'll have to see how it plays. Then we go into the left forward spot, guys, and we have got Marco Reus. Obviously gets that triple link from Gundogan. In up front, the first player we're going to be using is going to be Torres, and the last player going into the team is going to be Antoine Griezmann. However, it's not going to be a team of the season version, it's his 88 rated version. So once again, Torres and Griezmann don't require chem stars because they're not day one cards. I gave Marco Reus a hunter card. Just boost that pace, boost that shooting, hopefully feed him in behind. I noticed a lot with my play within the game, I tend to favour the left side, not on purpose, it's just how it happens. So giving Royce those extra boosts there is going to be big for me. This Griezmann card at right wing should be massive. Left foot, 4-star skill moves, 90 pace, 91 dribbling, 91 shooting, and good passing, high medium work rates. I have a feeling he's going to be absolutely phenomenal to play with. And then Fernando Torres is a superstar of the team. 90 pace, 89 shooting, 87 dribbling. It's going to be the first time that I'm going to be using this this special card. Fortunately for me, I didn't have to go out and buy him because I managed to pack one on loan. Lucky me. But altogether, guys, this team looks to be around worth about 1.2 to 1.3 million on Xbox and 1.3 to 1.4 million on PlayStation. Torres being most of that price for the simple fact that he's still quite new out of packs. This price of this team will steadily decline over the week as more special packs get released and more Torreses get packed and put onto the market. But in general, this team looks good to me. Now, in the last episode, I didn't do anything with player instructions. However, this time I am. If you guys do want to leave player instructions and chem styles, make sure you leave them in the tweet or on the team, or on whatever you send to me, so that I can put your player instructions and chem styles on. But what we're going to do here is we're going to be setting our fullbacks to stay back while attacking. All of our defense will be stay back while attacking. We're going to be setting the midfield, we're going to actually keep the same. Balanced attack, normal interception, stick to position. Usually I would set my CD at a centre mid here to stay back while attacking. But what I would do is I would have these Ben Arfa and Matuidi swapped around, and then Matuidi set to stay back while attacking. But because this guy's got Ben Arfa in the middle, I don't want him to stay back while attacking because I want him to be part of the focal point. Then for our left forward, we want to go stay central and get in behind. Everything else the same. And for our right forward, the same. We want to go stay central and get in behind. And then Torres stays the same. We don't touch a striker. So those are the player instructions as well there, guys. Everyone should be on 10 chem that needs to be on 10 chem. Griezmann and Matuidi, and Ben Arfa don't require chemistry. So, it doesn't matter that they're on 5 and 7 there. We could add a French manager in and get them to like 8 each, I guess. If you guys wanted, if you guys were desperate for that, but we'll do it. We'll do it for those of you that are big on the chemistry. We'll go and do it. Let's get the position change card. We'll go striker to centre forward to give him that extra little boost. Okay, apparently that doesn't give him a boost. That's interesting. I thought centre forward gave the right forward thing an extra boost, and we'll add a French manager in. And of course, guys, we are going to be playing Division 1 games in the best team in FIFA now. So previously, in the last episode, we had a 45k team that we played in Division 1 4 games, and we won all 4 games very, very easily. This is obviously a much more expensive team with much more elaborate players. Let's see how it plays. Let's get into the gameplay. Okay guys, as we get into the video, I just want to quickly address something that I saw in the comment section of a previous video that has nothing to do with the video, but I'm going to talk about it anyway, and that is my hair looking a little bit like a bird at times. Basically, when you're double crowned like I am, you either have to get your hair cut every 2 to 3 weeks, or you have a 2 to 3 week period where your hair is uncontrollable, and then it goes back to a controllable state, which is why my hair looks like this. I just haven't had time to get to the hairdresser, so I'm just kind of waiting for it to grow a bit longer. But anyway, that being said, first game in Division 1, and we score a lovely goal there with Antoine Griezmann against a guy who's obviously also in Division 1 or potentially Division 2. And it was nice to get the first goal with this team, because in the last episode we went behind in every single game that we played. Now, we won every single game that we played, but we went behind in every single game that we played. We ended up getting a second goal there with Antoine Griezmann, a lovely little spin inside the box, makes it 2-0. Interestingly, in this game, it was only 35 minutes in. It was only 2-0, and he rage quit. And I was really surprised because it was an even game. And you'll see by the match stats as they come in here, guys, that it was a genuinely even game. I think I had 3 shots and scored 2 goals. He had 2 shots and scored no goals. The possession was quite even. You know, he was creating chances. He was definitely not out of the game. I guess he decided that he just didn't want to play anymore today, and gave me the 3 points, which left us needing 1 point to win the division. Now, 4 of those wins came from the last the best team in FIFA. 1 of those wins and 1 of those draws came from me using a no-chem team. So a draw here was good enough to win the title. We came up against a very nice, pretty much day 1 team. He's got 2 upgraded players, 1 with Carvajal, 1 with Lewandowski. So that to me says he doesn't know or understand anything about the chemistry issues, or he just doesn't care, which is true for a lot of people. It's a very nice team, a very technical team, and my opponent was pretty decent. This was actually a very even game. I tackled him very nicely in defence. The ball broke to his midfielder, a simple pass into Marco Reus there, and that near post shot is going to go in 10 times out of 10. But the game was back and forth. I was creating arguably a few more chances and a few better chances, and eventually we got the breakthrough with Marco Reus of our own. He gets through with that pace, that shooting finesse to the bottom corner. I wonder how much of an impact the Hunter card had on that, you know, that chance going in. I wonder if potentially I didn't have the Hunter card on, he might have missed there or not had the pace to get through. I ended up giving up a really weak penalty there. Like, the defender hung his leg out. I didn't do that. The defender just automatically did that. And Lam, like, seemed to take an eternity to fall over the leg. Just really cheap penalty, in my opinion. A bit disappointed way to concede a goal, and he does end up scoring the goal with the Robert Lewandowski there. But yeah, I don't like conceding penalties or conceding free kicks when it's the AI that causes the foul. It just makes you feel a little bit unjustified. However, in the second half, we started putting on a bit of pressure. I went attacking. I actually might have been ultra attacking at this stage, and I eventually got the ball in the box here. Hatem Ben Arfa, the fake shot inside. He just backed off a little bit. I guess he was waiting for a pass, and the finesse shot was just beautiful into that top left-hand corner. And then just 5 minutes later, we break through with Blaise Matuidi. Goes down the right-hand side to the star man of the team. You'll see the star men on the right-hand side there. And yes, that's right, I have put Mathieu there. And the reason for putting Mathieu there is because in Game 1 we didn't concede, and in Games 3 and Games 4 we also didn't concede. And in this game, the 2 goals we've conceded thus far are due to an interception that went back to my opponent for a counter-attack and a dubious penalty, in my opinion. So, you know, they were avoidable goals, not the fault of the controlling of the defender. We eventually take the lead with a really, really nice goal to make it 3-2. But then my opponent breaks through there with Philippe Lahm. Not nicely worked goal, you know, no complaints. A bit disappointed that I conceded it in the 89th minute. If I'd have just, you know, maybe defended a bit stronger for the next 3 or 4 minutes, I could potentially have won the game. But we got a draw, which in turn gives us the Division 1 title, which has been half won by our previous the best team in FIFA and finished off by this the best team in FIFA. Feels nice to get a D1 title under my belt again, especially considering literally half the wins came from, or more than half the wins came from a team worth 45k. Like, the prize for winning D1 is 15,000 coins. You pay for a third of the team. just by winning the title, which is very nice indeed. So we get the 15k, we get ourselves another D1 kit, which unfortunately for me I have to discard. That is like the 4th or 5th, maybe 6th time on this account that I've won Division 1. I don't find it to be too difficult this time, this late in the year, because quite a lot of easy people have made it up through the ranks. But that's not to say it's still not difficult at all, and you still come up against some good players. And the next player we come up against, again, is somebody who either doesn't know about the chemistry issues or just doesn't care. He's got the upgraded Higuain, he's got the upgraded, the team of the season, Ilicic. And this, for all intents and purposes, was a very, very easy game. You know, he was a really poor defender. He made really bad passing errors, and I don't just mean after I went 1-0 up. Even in the 15 minutes before I scored, I could tell I was going to win the game. Sometimes in FIFA, and not all the times, but sometimes you come up against someone and you just know instantly, yes, I'm better than this person, I'm going to win this game. And I knew I was going to win this game based off the silly mistakes that he's making here in defence. Trying cross-field balls into his midfield when I've got my two players around him. Just backing off of challenges and then sliding into challenges. Silly passes in the defensive third, and it was just a matter of time before we got the second, and then eventually the third goal came on. 44 minutes here. Blaise Matuidi passes it into Griezmann. Griezmann passes it into Gundogan. Scoop turn from Gundogan. He gets into the space. The defenders just seem to part like the Red Sea. Gundogan scores to make it 3-0, and then I think before half-time actually we end up scoring the 4th goal. Yeah, in extra time here, Griezmann threads it through to Torres. This is Torres' first goal. I think is that his first goal? I think that's his first goal in maybe that's his second goal in that game. Maybe he scored one in that game already. Yeah, I think he scored both his goals in that game. So 2 goals there for Torres, but Griezmann again just being the absolute superstar of the team, creating chance after chance. So you can see there by the match stats, the passing and the chances. It just wasn't a fair matchup really. So we get another 3 points in Division 1 on our way to another Division 1 title. And in the final game for today's episode, guys, we come up against a 4-3-3 Bundesliga team. Very nice team indeed. It's got Tar, Boateng, good strong defensive back pairing, centre back pairing. Marco Reus, Chicharito, and Hahn there up front. A bit of a slow, weak midfield, which I was kind of looking at and thinking, okay, this is going to make it easy for me to kind of bully the midfield, even though I have kind of small, short players myself. I've actually got good strength on players like Ben Arfa and Matuidi, and we get through with Antoine Griezmann. He hits him with the, not the no-touch dribble, but the dummy. He hits him with a dummy on the corner of the box, gets him behind Mario Götze, drills that to the near post, shoots and scores. And then once again a defensive error from my opponent, gives the ball to Boateng. Boateng evades a tackle, plays it into to Torres. Torres with a finesse shot. The finesse shot makes it into the back of the net after 15 minutes. And that was all she wrote for that game. Finished 2-0. My opponent after that kind of tried to play a bit more defensive and just not concede more goals, and it worked out for him because we end up just winning 2-0. But another 3 points on the board in Division 1. So there's 3 wins and 1 draw in Division 1 with this team. Pretty decent team, played quite well. My opponent there, he had ultimately no chance to win the game. He only had 2 shots in all. But yeah, it was a fun team to play with, but I probably preferred the 45k team from the last episode. That is the end of the gameplay. Let's go and talk about the squad. So guys, there we have it. We ended up getting 3 wins with 2 rage quits involved as well, and the 1-3-3 draw, which I'm disappointed in myself. It was actually a close game and he was a good opponent, but to concede in the 89th minute to a Philipp Lahm left foot finesse shot, poor defending from me on that part. As for the team, Areola, decent enough. Didn't find too many faults with him. Thought he was good enough. He made some big saves for me in that 3-3 draw. Didn't really have much to do in some of the games. Dani Alves, for me, as you can see, I've scored 42 goals and got 38 assists with him in 278 games, which for a right back is like phenomenal stats. I don't know if EA have changed something with free kicks in a soft patch, but I used to be able to hit pretty much any free kick from like 25 to 40 yards with Dani Alves. I had 3 or 4 of them in the gameplay in the 4 games that I played, and we ended up not scoring any of them, not even getting them close on target or anything. Jeremy Matthew, as you would have seen in the overlay screen in the last part of the video, he's just absolutely sensational for a guy that's going to cost you 1,000 coins. He's 6'2", yes, he's got high attacking work rate, but he's just no-nonsense defender. He just does what he's there to do. He's so fast. His defending and physical qualities are great. Because he's so tall, he wins a lot of aerial battles. Just phenomenal performance from him. Jerome Boateng as well, very good performance from him. Obviously super fast as well, really good stats. 6'4", medium. For me, like, this is one of the best centre-back pairings you could probably get in FIFA, outside of then going for the team of the seasons and team of the years and such, because they're just so fast, they're so tall, and they just do the job that you've got them in there to do. David Alaba played 4 games for us, didn't really do too much. I was a little bit disappointed with his kind of ability to get up and down the flank, especially considering he's got high medium work rates. I know I set him to stay back while attacking, which would have had an impact, but he was never there. And I've played like hundreds and hundreds of games with my fullbacks on stay back while attacking, and they still managed to bomb forward when you use the left LB or L1 to push them forward. But he just wasn't really there. Probably, in my opinion, Alaba was probably the worst player in the entire team. We go into the midfield, and Gundogan was pretty decent. 4 games, 1 goal, 1 assist from those 4 games. You know, the only thing that was lacking in this midfield, which is what I suggested before I even started playing the games, was the fact that there was a massive lack of a tank in midfield. So I would probably swap Gundogan for someone who would potentially fit the team better as a taller player, maybe like a Thomas Müller in that position. I know then Marco Reus would be off chem, but I would probably prefer to play Marco Reus off chem and Thomas Müller instead of Gundogan. Gundogan did a good job, it's not his fault. Or even get rid of Ben Arfa or Matuidi and put Thomas Müller in centre midfield here. He'll then get enough links from Gundogan and Reus. You'll have that tank in midfield because Müller's nice and tall, and you know, you'll have a nice, good creative midfielder in him, and then you could get rid of one of these 2 boys. But Ben Arfa did a good job for me. I don't know how many games. I think he only scored 2 goals in those games, but in general, his all-round play was very good. And Matuidi as well, his all-round play, his defensive abilities are just fantastic. As I said before, his high work rates are great, and because of the position he's in, he covers the wingers down that side. So whenever I came up against, I think I came up against Reus and Robben and players like that, and Matuidi with his high work rates was giving them all sorts of problems, which was good. Fernando Torres was an absolute letdown for me. He scored 3 goals and got 1 assist in the 4 games, but 2 of those goals came in the same game. Like, for a guy with 90 pace, he felt slow. His shooting felt weak. I think his stamina issues are there to be seen. I wasn't impressed with him, and I wouldn't spend the money on him. I don't know if you can see him on the transfer market. Like, look at this. People are paying 350,000 coins for this guy. Like, you'll be better off going out there and buying Team of the Season Benzema or Team of the Season Griezmann for that same sort of price, because Fernando Torres just isn't worth the coins. Marco Reus, he played really well. I know he only scored 1 goal and got 1 assist, and I think they both came in the same game as well, but he created so much more than just 1 assist. If you saw like assists to assists or key passes, imagine if EA tracked key passes, Reus was dominant down that left-hand side. His pace was, like, quite often, his pace would drag out 2 defenders, leaving gaps for Torres and for Griezmann to get into the spaces to take the shots. And if it wasn't for the rage quits, we probably would have scored a few more goals with him, and we probably would have scored a few more goals with Torres as well. And then last but not least, the absolute superstar of the team is this Antoine Griezmann card. 4 games, 4 goals and 3 assists. I said to you at the start, I probably would going to end up doing better with Reus than I would with Griezmann, because I typically favour the left-hand side. But for some reason, this Griezmann card was just all over the place. Is like just phenomenal. He was always in the right place. His shooting was impeccable. He scored a lot of good goals. He had a lot of near misses and was fundamental in me winning 3 of the 4 games that we won. Obviously, we won the Division 1 title with this team, although all the hard work was done with the team beforehand. And then we went on to win 2 more Division 1 games. You can see here, you know, I want to show you guys that we are playing in Division 1. In terms of defence, the only, I think 1 game we conceded 3 goals. I don't think we conceded other than that. I think we got rage quits to 0 to 0 to 0. All in all, this team was good. It does lack a few things, as I say. Like, I think I'd go for a tank in midfield. Just a nice, big, tall, strong midfielder. Yaya Touré. Obviously, you can't fit Touré in here unless you use the non-day 1 version. Thomas Müller, and Arturo Vidal. Like, if you actually got Vidal, put Gundogan in the centre of the centre midfield and Vidal on the left centre midfield, that for me would be a much better set. And I don't know how tall Vidal is necessarily. Let's go and get him and have a look. Because I don't think he's like super tall either, is he? Let's have a look. Yeah, so he's only 5'11 as well, but his 5'11 with the high work rates, if you did that, for me, that is just an instantly, infinitely better team, just because he's got that tankiness that Gundogan doesn't have in that defending and physical stats, and that Ben Arfa doesn't have in those defending stats. I know Ben Arfa's got good physical, but because he's so short, what is he, 5'10"? I suppose that's not too bad. And he doesn't have the defending and physical tankiness of Matuidi at 5'9". But I'm sure there's another like midfielder you guys could probably suggest to put in that left centre midfield spot. So that's what I'll do with the midfield. And then I would just play somebody else up front. As I say, I don't know how much like Benzema and Griezmann go for. Let's take a look. There's we can't use that Griezmann. So it'd have to be Benzema because we actually already have a version of Griezmann. Let's go and take a look at how much he goes for on the market. That's not what we're looking for. Let's go like this, let's go like this, and let's go to compare price. And Benzema is going for, so 340, 335. So he's actually cheaper than that Fernando Torres. And he is much, much better. As you can see, the stats just blows him away. He's got 1 extra pace, 7 extra shooting, 16 extra passing, 6 extra dribbling, 1 extra defending, and 13 extra physical. And he has 4-star skill moves with his 4-star weak foot. He's an inch taller, and he has very similar work rates. So, yeah, in my opinion, if you've got this Torres, get rid of the Torres, pick up the Benzema, put the Benzema in there. You do a much better job. And that would probably improve the team. But overall, guys, this team was nice. It won 3 out of 4 Division 1 games. It got 10 points out of 12 in Division 1, which is, fantastic. Would I consider this the best team in FIFA? No, I preferred the 45k team in the last episode to this one. But it's still a nice team and definitely worth a try. Don't forget, guys, if you want to send your teams in, link me on twitter.com/NepentheZ. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.